Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Go ahead.
What is your position in your organization?
In my religious organization, I am a seeker, is the best way to say it. I practice witchcraft, and right now I'm at a 2nd degree level, but I'm not a high priestess at this point.
And how many levels do you have to complete before you become a high priestess?
You start out as a dedicant, and you study and practice for a year and a day and decide if this is your right path. And then from there you go on to be an initiate, which is your 1st degree. And then you go to 2nd degree. 3rd degree is a high priestess.
So how long does each degree take? Is there like a certain time period?
Your first one as a dedicant would take 1 year and a day. Each other subsequent degree would take a year and a day or more.
And why is it a year and 1 day?
Because we want to make sure that you are interested in what you're doing and that you're willing to make that commitment.
Why not just 1 year? What's the extra day?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't know. I've never questioned it. I just do it. But they can last longer than 1 year and a day. So the higher up you get, the more intense it is, the more you're learning, the more you're having to change who you are to be a better person. The magic that I study and practice is what we call positive magic. It's good magic. It's in the light. We don't do any kind of dark magic or negative magic against anyone. Our first rule is to do as you will, harm ye none. And if I did a love spell on you because I fell in love with you, I would be harming you because I'm doing it without your permission. So I can't even do something as simple as that. So when we have people come in here and they say, oh, I love this special person. Okay, well, you do the spell on yourself to make you the person you need to be for this person to be attracted to you. We cannot do that spell on that person for you because that's taken their free will. If we have their permission to do it on them, then we can do it. We're very, very cut and dry on that. Anybody that we associate with in this organization here, that's what we go by. I can't attest to anybody else out there what their standards are. Those are my personal ones.
Right, those good standards.
Yeah.
Were you born and raised Wiccan, or
no,
did you?
I was raised Baptist.
Okay.
Yay! Scared me. I practiced Presbyterian and I practiced United Methodist. Both of those were a little more calm. It wasn't like a fish flipping out in water. It's really, the Baptist was just too much for me. However, none of that really spoke to me. I never really got the messages that were being taught. One day I happened to go into a store that was pagan, and I asked for a book. And they gave me a great book. At the time I was doing a lot of gardening. The book was very associated with gardening, herb work, nature. And I started reading it on my lunch breaks, and I would just get goosebumps. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the right book for me. This is it. And that's how I knew. And it has changed my life so much for the better. I became more aware of who I was. I wanted to change to be a better person for people, but not for them, just for my own well-being. I feel that when you're right with your spirit, whatever that may be called to you, it is a really awesome connection, and I have that, and I didn't have it before.
Wow,
so,
very good.
Yeah.
What are some of the misconceptions people have about Wiccan?
That they think all witches, all people who practice, they think they're negative. You're going to practice and worship the devil. We don't even believe in the devil. We believe in positive energy and negative energy. There is no devil in our world.
Do you believe in a divine being?
Or most definitely.
And what is your definition of a divine being?
For us, there's positive and negative, and there is male and female. In nature, because we're very nature-driven, in nature you have to have a positive, you have to have a male and female to have perfect balance, to have harmony. So and I'm not picking on any religion, religion, I'm just using this as an example, Christians choose a male deity. We choose a female because this is what works for us, but it doesn't mean everybody is just male, female, female, female. Mine, I have both. I want that harmony. I want that balance. I've practiced with the deity of the god, and I've practiced with the deity of the goddess, and I combine both of them. A lot of times I will say universal energy, energy of the divine, whatever it is for me, it's a combination of both. However, it doesn't mean I don't say, Goddess, help me out here, you know. Sometimes I say, God, help me out here. Sometimes I might just use the one because that's the quick and easy, down and dirty. So it's a combination. In our nature, it has to have that duality because everything has it. We just choose to focus on one. Christian religion, from what my perspective and understanding was, you had paganism first. King Constantine was a fighting, killing pagan. He was murderous because he wanted control. At the time, Christianity was just beginning. It was already in process. And he was in a war, in a battle, on a big hill, killing people left and right. And he saw up on the hill some crosses, and he had an epiphany. If I adopt this religion as my own, people will follow me. Well, and that's exactly what they did. But to get them to follow him, you either died or you changed your religion from paganism to Christianity. You had those two choices. And a lot of people that were pagan did not want to change their religion, and they died. A lot of people changed their religion. It was whatever worked for that person. So, and then he took and had a lot of the pagan sites where people would come to worship. He had Christian churches built there. So when they came to worship, they'd have to be in a Christian church, and they would adopt that religion. What he forgot was the labor of the day was pagan. And they put symbols of their deities in the churches.
Very interesting.
So that is why we have so many of the same holidays. That is why we have so many of the same deities. They're just called different names. It's very interesting.
Very
it's
interesting.
Very interesting. So a Catholic ceremony is very similar to what we
Catholic.
do. Yeah, it's very similar to what we do. We use the censer. We bless you. We have wine and loaf, the blood of Christ. We do that, but we don't call it the blood of Christ. That's kind of morbid, if you ask me. We can take that energy in without having to ingest it.
What do you call it?
Wine and loaf.
Oh, okay.
And we do it so we can ground, because we raise all this energy. And if we don't ground that energy by ingesting food or